Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel for another how-to or how-to Tuesday, although this might be coming out on a Wednesday, so I apologize on that. Today we're going to be talking about how to get started, and more specifically, what you can look for or what you could be doing to make it easier on yourself when you get started. Here we go. And so my approach for today's video is going to have two different avenues. One more towards the beginning gardener. So if you're just getting started, you're fresh, you made a commitment, hey, I want to grow a garden this year. And then the other path would be more so you're an experienced gardener, you got some years under your belt, and you're comfortable with planting. And so I think what happens with a lot of new gardeners is the entry point is rather easy, right? Just throw some stuff in the ground and see what's growing. But at the same time, the lack of planning and kind of understanding of what you can be growing to make it easier on yourself kind of gets lost. For a lot of beginners, you see, oh, I'm going to grow eggplants, I want to grow tomatoes, I want to grow peppers. And all that's good and well, but if you don't have any experience, sometimes that can just go awry, and that's usually what happens is they'll stop gardening because they started with plants that were a little bit more advanced for their skill level, and it really turned them off to the whole gardening experience, and they're just done with it. And so my number one tip for anybody who's going to start gardening here in 2025 is start with the simplest plants and seeds as possible. Make it the least amount of effort for you as possible to help you keep coming back year after year after year and gaining that experience that you need to then keep furthering kind of your growing experience or your growing expertise as the years go on. Just a quick disclaimer, it always seems every time that I start filming these videos, our beloved dog decides that she wants to finish her breakfast right next to me. So if you hear some chomping in the background, that is our mini golden doodle finishing her breakfast. And so the question that usually comes up, well, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by ease of entrance? I'm talking about already established plants. So if you want to grow tomatoes and peppers, just go to your local garden store and already grab those seedlings. That way you don't have to spend a lot of time growing them from seed yourself. Also look at the simplest plants that you can grow. Quick germination, no fuss, they don't need a whole lot of maintenance. They can just be planted and you can essentially just forget about them, and you'll be surprised at what the results are. Those being lettuce, peas, radishes, beets, all those types of plants that have a quick germination time and quick growing season. So we're talking, for lettuce, you're talking 20 to 30 days. Radishes, some of you can get that are like 24, 25, 26 days, all the way up to like 40 days. So if you're really excited when the growing season starts in your area and you just want to see stuff growing, by all means grow those plants. That also goes into my next point for beginning gardeners. I think you need to see success, and you need to see success early on in the growing season. You don't want to have to wait 100 days for Brussels sprouts, or 100 days plus for sweet potatoes, or 60, 70, 80 days for peppers and tomatoes and of the like. You need to see something that's going to happen relatively in that first month, and something that you can harvest and go, hey, I kind of know what I'm doing here. I think I can, maybe advance a little bit. I think those types of plants help establish that sense of satisfaction for a beginning gardener, and then help kind of grow that experience and kind of help you move on and take on different challenges as the years go on. So now on the flip side, let's talk about the more advanced gardener, somebody who's been doing this for maybe 3-4+ growing seasons. You've learned the ropes, you've learned some of the tricks of the trades, you've watched some of my videos on how to do certain things, and you're well on your way, and you want to take things kind of to the next step. One thing that I'm doing this year is still keeping it simplified, but what I'm looking at is what are the things that we use the most of? More specifically, what are the things that I continually buy from the grocery store, week in, week out, month in, month out? What are those types of fruits and vegetables that I can grow on my own and help eliminate the food costs that I have for my family on a monthly basis? That's where I start. We love tomatoes, we love peppers, we love potatoes, we love lettuces, we love peas, we love beans, we do all that type of stuff. Those will always be the focal points for my garden every year because I know that's going to offset my food costs on a weekly basis or a monthly basis with my family or with my budget. Once you have that figured out of what do I consume the most of, either as myself, with your significant other family members, kids, all that type of stuff, then you start to develop your plan of attack. One, do I want to grow these directly from seed, which requires a little bit more love and time, a little bit more of a commitment, but by all means, it gives you more variety of those things that you want to grow. So if you want a certain type of tomato, by all means, start it from seed. Or you still want to keep it pretty simple and pretty easy, go ahead and already buy the established seedlings that are at your local garden store. Your varieties might be limited, so there may only be 1 or 2 varieties of a pepper. So it could be a bell pepper and then usually maybe a spicy or in between pepper. Same with tomatoes. You might only have 1 variety of a cherry tomato. Maybe you'll get lucky and find some beefsteak tomatoes or some Romas for salsas and pastes and all that type of stuff. But your choices will be limited that way. And once you kind of have your plan of attack somewhat established, then comes the fun part of ordering these and figuring out what you want to buy. This will come in the next video, how to select your seeds. So look for that one coming out in the next couple weeks. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you guys found this informational and beneficial. Hopefully it helps ease some of that anxiety that you might have as a new beginner for gardening. Also, as an advanced gardener, it kind of sets that plan in motion for you. If you do a different process, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to see what all my other gardening friends are doing across the world, across YouTube, just to see if I do something similar or something different that I've never heard of. And I'm always willing to try different things as long as it's been tried before and you know that it works. Also, be sure to give this video a nice thumbs up. Like I said, it helps out my channel, it helps grow, just trying to get that information out to as many gardeners like yourself as possible. If you haven't already subscribed, please sure to do so. I greatly appreciate it. Again, helps my channel grow a little bit more each day. As always, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you guys next time.